our brother Jamaal Bowman.
Ceasefire now, y'all. That's what we're doing.
Right.
Ceasefire now. Let's get it popping.
Right.
It's the many versus the money. We're going to win.
Right.
Let's go, baby.
We're going to win. We're going to take on AIPAC, and we're going to kick some Wall Street ass. So let's go.
Stop the bombs.
Remember Donald Trump's rally up in the Bronx? Thousands and thousands of people showed up in the Bronx. And it was huge for him. Or may I say, huge. It really put New York on the map for Donald Trump. In fact, the latest poll shows that Trump is within single digits of Joe Biden in New York. Now, that's a big deal. Tomorrow is the New York primary, and the congressman for that area, Jamaal Bowman, he's facing a very tough primary because, well, Jamaal Bowman, he's kind of nuts. He's the one who pulled the fire alarm, during the vote about 6 months ago over the budget. He said that the Israelis were lying about their citizens being raped and tortured by the Palestinian terrorists. Yeah, that guy. Well, he's got big friends in Congress. He's got AOC, who is the congresswoman in the district right next to him. And he's got Bernie Sanders. Yeah, he's that kind of Democrat. And they both showed up for a big rally this weekend in the Bronx, like right near where Trump's rally was. Bowman and AOC delivered some remarks to a video to promote the big rally. Here, take a look at it.
What's up, everybody? We are just a few days out till the election day, our primary election on Tuesday, June 25th. But the good news is that the polls are open right now, and we are here for our brother, Jamaal Bowman. We want to turn out the vote. I don't care if you live in New York 16 and are turning out to vote for him. I don't care if you live outside New York 16. We are texting our friends. We are turning out. We are calling our friends in Tuckahoe, in White Plains, in New Rochelle, in Yonkers, and telling them to vote for Jamaal Bowman.
Ceasefire now, y'all. That's what we're doing.
Right.
Ceasefire now. Let's get it popping.
Right.
The polls are open today. The polls are open tomorrow. Make sure you get out to vote. Election day is Tuesday. Let's go. We need record turnout all across the district, especially in Yonkers, Mount Vernon, New Rochelle, Co-op City, and Edenwald. Let's get it popping. Let's change the world. It's the many versus the money. We're going to win. Let's go, baby.
We're going to win. We're going to take on AIPAC, and we're going to kick some Wall Street ass. So let's go.
Stop the bombs.
What did I just see? What is this? These are how come they get so ghetto when they're back in their district, right? Like with the hand motions of this thing going on and the yo, and it's embarrassing. It's like they're cosplaying. This guy, Bowman, he used to be a high school principal, which, by the way, tells you all you need to know about schools in New York. I think my favorite part was when AOC says, if you live in New York 16, come out and vote. If you don't live in New York 16, send text messages. You know what she wanted to say. Come out and vote anyway. No one's paying attention. We don't care. We don't ask for ID. Just vote anyway. That's what she meant to say. Did you also catch that at the end where she said, we're going to take on AIPAC and Wall Street? Let's be clear on what that means. AIPAC is the American Israeli Political Action Committee. This is an American group that raises money and utilizes it for political purposes to support the state of Israel. Ilhan Omar, a couple of years ago, famously talked about AIPAC, and they said, well, they got the Benjamins. She had to apologize for that because, well, it's an anti-Semitic trope. And now here's AOC saying, we're going to take on AIPAC and Wall Street. Kick some Wall Street ass, she said. You get it, right? AIPAC, Jews, Wall Street, bankers. Get it? That's who these people are. They're not even hiding it. Crazy. Here's AOC taking the stage, and she kept the whole ghetto cosplay thing going. She got up there to Cardi B, and well, just take a look at her. She's keeping it real, man.
You ready to take this borough back?
They're just absolutely unhinged. And did you get that? Are you ready to fight? Are you ready to take this country back? Will somebody please explain to her that they're the ones who are in power right now? They've been in power for 4 years, for God's sake. Take the country back from whom exactly? And the hair and the thing and the flipping. And by the way, we're going to show you a little bit more of her speech here. Notice how she's screaming, right? And take a look, if you could, at the stagecraft here in terms of where the camera is and what you can see on camera, all right? The person that you're seeing here shoot this video is like in the third row, it looks like. And look at her jumping up and she's looking at the giant crowd. Yeah, in a little bit, I'm going to show you exactly what the crowd looked like, okay? But just keep in mind the stagecraft and the screaming and the pointing, like as if it's a giant, because it's not a giant crowd. Spoiler alert. I'm going to show you, but all of this is cosplay. All of this is pretend. It's all stagecraft. Now, here's more of AOC screaming into the microphone. And if you close your eyes and squint, I mean, I know it's sort of cliche to compare politicians to Hitler, and I know that that's a, Jake Tapper thing that you're only supposed to do about Donald Trump, but well, I'll let you judge for yourself.
Ready to fight? Are you ready to take this borough back? Are you ready to win our state back? Are you ready to win this country back? And are you ready to fight for peace on earth, a ceasefire in Gaza, at the end? And 8,000 influence in our politics. I don't know about y'all, but I am ready to fight. Let's hear it. That's real quick. Thank you, everybody.
All right. So again with the screaming, again with the shouting. Are you ready to take this borough back? Are you ready to take this state back? This is New York. It's dominated by Democrats. Take it back from whom? And by the way, the answer? The Jews. They're anti-Semites. You know how I know they're anti-Semites? Because the media is constantly telling me that Republicans are anti-Semites. And we know that they're constantly calling us what they are themselves. Now, here's a little bit more of her speech. You got to watch this because it's like, everybody's seeing the clips of her acting frantic and screaming. And yeah, that's entertaining. But what she has to say is absolutely unhinged.
Jamaal himself was a teacher in the South Bronx. And he is under attack by the same forces that I mentioned earlier that ripped our borough apart: racism, greed, and political corruption. And why is our political establishment doing that? Because Jamaal Bowman dared to speak up for Palestinians. Because he dared to join us and become one of the first members of Congress to call for a ceasefire in Gaza. The establishment is primarying Jamaal Bowman because to this day, he has refused to take a dime from corporate lobbies and big money. Not Wall Street, not big real estate, not AIPAC, not anybody. They want him out because he's not bought. He's not owned by anybody. Because he knows that his primary fidelity and duty is to our community, our people, our towns, to White Plains, to New Rochelle, to Yonkers, to Rye, to Tuckahoe, to Co-op City. He knows those are the people that we must center at all and any cost, because Jamaal Bowman is for the children. And it is important to reiterate that they don't give a damn about us. These Wall Street people don't give a damn about us. AIPAC doesn't give a damn about us. AIPAC doesn't give a damn about the Bronx. They don't give a damn about Westchester. Wall Street and big real estate companies don't care if we can afford a home. They care if they can uproot and uphold the people who prevent and uphold that system that keeps us from affording a home in the first place. Jamaal.
So you catch that, right? Wall Street, AIPAC. What does AIPAC got to do with the Bronx, right? And Wall Street is pretty far downtown from the Bronx. Real estate owners, AIPAC, Wall Street. in New York. This is all about anti-Semitism. These are all, can I say it? Dog whistles for the Jews. This is what they do. It's what they always do. And did you notice nothing there about crime in New York, nothing there about inflation, nothing there about the economy, nothing there about illegal immigration and the weight that has right now on the social network in New York that we all know about, the schools and the social systems, all of the things that are being destroyed because they've opened the floodgates for illegal immigrants in that city. Nothing about any of that. What's the big issue? What's the big talking point? A ceasefire in Gaza. We can hear your dog whistle, Democrats. We can hear your dog whistle, AOC. And boy, talk about hearing them. Look at what happened when Bowman himself took the stage. I warn you, if you've got children in the room, you might want to put the earbuds in because he was dropping F-bombs like nobody.
We're not going to show an APAC the power of the motherfucking South Bronx. People ask me why I got a foul mouth. What am I supposed to do? You coming after me. You coming after my family. You coming after my children. I'm not supposed to fight back. I'm not supposed to fight back. We're going to show them who the we are. We're going to show them who the we are. Bowman.
Well, I, for one, am very happy that the norms have been restored and that the grown-ups are now back in charge and our nation has been healed from the division and strife and angry, ugly rhetoric that we had under the Trump years, right? Hey, could we play the clip of Joe Biden condemning this kind of hateful, divisive language? Oh, is he still at Camp David getting the injections? Oh, all right. Well, I'm sure he'll get around to it. Here's how the New York Post characterized that rally. Goon Squad. Progressive cringe fest to support embattled Bowman. Yeah, and he is embattled. And it looks like, based on the polls, he will lose this primary tomorrow. That's why they're acting like this, because they're just that desperate. But I promised you early on that I would show you exactly how big this crowd was. Now, again, I remind you, they go out there and they're screaming and they're shouting as if there's thousands of people there, right? I mean, remember, this is what it looked like.
I don't know about y'all. I am ready to fight. Let's hear it.
Right? And the stagecraft there, the cameraman right there in the third row, catching everything. And she's jumping around and she's screaming and he was screaming because they got to be heard all the way out there. Okay. You've waited long enough. Take a look at what it looked like from a different angle. Take a look at the crowd they were screaming at. You see, that is the exact same moment when she comes running out and she takes the hair out of the ponytail and she's screaming and she's dancing and she wants everyone in the back to hear her, right? That's why she's screaming. Look at that. In fact, here, let's just freeze it and zoom in a little bit. Remember how I told you the cameraman there taking the shot was like in the third row? Little did we know that the third row is also the last row, because all they had was 3 rows of people. You see what I'm seeing here? And by the way, half of those people are probably the media and paid staffers. And here's really important. Take a look if you can, all the way. You know, if I enlarge it on my screen, how big can I get it? Let me just see here. Did that work? Did that get bigger for you? A little bit, right? See the barricades in front, keeping the masses from rushing the stage. And by the masses, I mean the 3 rows of paid staffers and media people. So you see that barricade in the front, right? Now take a look all the way. Then you've got that big expanse of green, all that grass, right? And then you see the barricade in the back. You see that? So you got 3 rows of people, then you got this vast expanse of grass, and then you've got the barricades in the back. You know why you got those barricades in the back? Because they expected that entire space to be filled with people. They got 3 rows of paid staffers and media and maybe a couple of homeless people that they just dragged out from the fountain and said, here, we'll give you some free water if you stand here and scream for AOC. But that's all they got. You remember what Trump's rally in the Bronx looked like? Boy, they are in trouble. But again, the key here is that if you went to the media and you watched how this was covered, all you saw was this. Right? You saw this shot. And you saw her screaming and shouting to this giant crowd. And it's all made for TV. It's all stagecraft. And the cameras showed you what they wanted you to see. And by they, I mean the Democrats, the left, the Marxists, and the media who partners with them. This is what they saw, thinking that she was speaking to a giant crowd of people, when in reality, well, this is the reality. In other words, we are winning. They are losing. They have to manufacture a lie and call it reality. And yes, they control 90% of the media. Yes, they own the cameras. Yes, they can push this out there. But as long as we're still breathing, as long as we're able to show you the truth, we got a chance. It's a slim one. But we stick together, we got a chance.